With winter now completely in full effect, a lot of the fragrances, I know for me at least, that I've been wearing have a very warming and cozy effect. Cuddling fragrances, if you will, the kind of stuff that makes your lady want to snuggle up to you and get a better whiff of what you're wearing. In this video, I've actually got 10 fragrances that exemplify that perfectly for me. And you'll notice that the common denominator in a lot of these fragrances is the beautiful warming note of amber. Stay tuned. So with this first one, I specifically pull this one out in the winter. It's the only time of year I wear it. It doesn't have amber in it, but the way the benzoin and the leather and suede with this beautiful salty ambergris note kind of mixed together, it kind of gives off an ambery type of scent in its own right. L'Homme L'Intense, also known as L'Homme Parfum Intense from YSL. This stuff is absolutely beautiful. It really is. You smell it and you'd swear there's amber in here. According to the note breakdown, there is not. And the conclusion I've come up with is the way the benzoin works with the leather and suede, and probably some of that added ambergris gives off kind of this lightly salty, maybe a little ambroxan-ish type of amber smell. It's lovely, it really is. This is a very underrated fragrance in the L'Homme line from YSL. It's not one that a lot of people really talk about. It's perfect for a date night, evening wear, which all of these are really geared towards the evenings. Great in the cold weather. Like I said, wonderful for a date. The wife loves this one. It's not one that I pull out enough, but I definitely pull it out in the winter time, which we're in full effect right now. One of the more warm and cozy fragrances in my collection that kind of gets overlooked sometimes, and one that you're probably thinking the same thing if you have a bottle and you're like, hey, I totally forgot. I haven't been wearing that. I'm definitely guilty of it with L'Homme L'Intense. At the recording of this video, this was actually my scent of the day. I love this fragrance. My wife loves this fragrance. It's beautiful. It's warm. It's spicy. It's got that wonderful chestnut in the dry down. Of course, I'm talking about Stronger With You. Emporio Armani. Warm and cozy is an understatement. For this beautiful, beautiful fragrance. You know, I did a video not that long ago, well, a little while back, maybe a month and a half or so ago, maybe 2 months, of Stronger With You versus Wanted by Night. And a lot of people lean towards Wanted by Night. Now I understand it's a very good fragrance, but for me, this is an extremely high quality fragrance from a designer standpoint, and it just encapsulates everything I would think about a seductive cold weather fragrance. Very warm and cozy, very spicy, more spicy than sweet, whereas I find Wanted by Night is more sweet than spicy. Kind of find it the other way around. And that beautiful dry chestnut, it really dries up and adds a little tiny bit of powderiness in the dry down and really changes this one. I haven't tried the Intensely, I haven't tried Leather, I haven't tried Freeze. There's a lot of flankers of this, but I'm still having a love affair with the original. The original is gorgeous and warrants your attention. It commands attention. It's just warm and cozy. That's why it's in this video. Stronger With You, Emporio Armani. Now all the flankers in this line get all the love, and for good reason. The line as a whole is great. There's a new flanker in the line called Pure Accord that I've yet to try, and I will try eventually. Of course, I'm talking about the Boss the Scent line, but here we're talking about Boss the Scent, the Eau de Toilette, the original. The reason this one's here and not any of its other flankers is because with this type of category, with a warm and cozy fragrance, it doesn't have to be some monstrosity and projection, something that's really loud. It's just got to be nice and warm and cozy, something that's inviting. Maybe you want to pull your significant other in. Cuddling fragrances, if you will. Like I said, I'm probably not going to put cuddling in the title, but this is definitely a very warm and cozy date night, evening wear type of scent. This is that beautiful Maninka fruit that the line has been known for. Oh, this is the original before they started tweaking and twisting and changing concentrations. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the line. I've yet to smell one I didn't like, and I have the majority of them. There's a few I don't have, such as the new one, or Absolute. I need to get that one as well. But don't shortchange the original, because if you're not the type that likes an extremely loud fragrance, you don't need something that's really going to reach out 10 feet away and grab somebody. You just need an intimate type of setting where your lady a few feet away can get a good whiff of you. Look no further than Boss the Scent, the Eau de Toilette. Criminally underrated. Can't have a video like this without Dolce & Gabbana The One. You know, I debated on putting the Eau de Parfum Intense here, but there's just no good substitute, in my opinion anyways, for just plain old Dolce & Gabbana The One. And look, I have Mysterious Night. Mind-blowingly good. But for this situation, a warm and cozy fragrance, it's going to be the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum. The two mainstays. Because this one screams warm and cozy. It's that beautiful, warm, sweet amber and tobacco that's in here. And it's really not a loud fragrance. It's not real long lasting. You know, I get about 4 or 5 hours until it starts to fade to, you know, a real skin scent where it's going away. But that little bit of projection, that maybe arm's length projection that I get is plenty for me. Because I wear it specifically for evenings out, nights when we might go dancing, if we're going to sit at the bar, or even just watching a movie around the house. This gets the job done. This is an intimate setting. This is definitely a very cozy fragrance. And I know the EDP gets all the love, and it absolutely should, because it does perform a little bit better than this one with the same scent. But you can find a good price on the Eau de Toilette. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the Eau de Toilette. And of course, I'm talking about Dolce & Gabbana The One. Now this is working amber into a slightly powdery, almost masterpiece, if you will. It's from the Prada Luna Rossa line. Prada Luna Rossa Black. Oh my, my, my. Just the right amount of performance too. It's not too loud, but it's definitely not subtle like Dolce & Gabbana The One EDT. And it performs in the longevity category. Anyways, I get every bit of 8 hours with this fragrance, and it's got, I don't know if it's the Angelica mixing with the amber that gives this kind of Play-Doh smell, if you will. Think, as strange as that may sound, Play-Doh. It works. It just works, and it gets more and more powdery as time goes on. This is a very, very seductive fragrance. It really is great for the evenings. This screams evening wear. I mean, even in cold weather, I feel like I would be doing this fragrance a disservice to just wear it during the day. This is definitely geared to the evenings, in my opinion. You can wear anything anytime you want, but warm and cozy, oh. Prada Luna Rossa Black exemplifies that. This is definitely that type of fragrance that's going to want to pull your lady in, get her a bit closer. Beautiful smell. Doesn't smell like everything else. It's quite a unique scent for an amber heavy fragrance. It definitely has a uniqueness to it. It's beautiful. It got a lot of love a while back, and here and there people will talk about it, but it definitely doesn't get any hype anymore. And it'll get mentioned in, you know, date nights and colder weather videos here and there. But I'm here to tell you, don't overlook this one. It's definitely worth trying at the very least, because your lady may love this. This might end up being your go-to because your lady wants to cuddle every time you wear it. Prada Luna Rossa Black. So, you know, a lot of the Spice Bomb fragrances could have went right here. Spice Bomb Extreme, for example. Definitely a warm and cozy fragrance, but it's really, really loud. I find Bvlgari Man in Black maybe does this category a little bit more justice, because the performance isn't beast mode. It doesn't project real far. After about an hour and a half, it starts to sit a bit closer to the skin, and it's got some floral notes in here that really kind of take what Spice Bomb is and twist it a little bit. And it's got that rum, a little bit of booziness to it, that heavy spice up top, and it's just so warm, cozy, and inviting. It really is. This is definitely a cuddling fragrance at its finest, in my opinion. You can get them for a great price, under 50 bucks. Most discounters online will get you a bottle of Bvlgari Man in Black. And like I said, if you like, think about this. Spices, booze, florals. Sounds like a winner to me. That fits a lot of categories that I love for sure. 3 of my favorites. And the iris and the tuberosus in here, at least on my skin, comes out quite a bit and changes this a little bit. So you go from very spicy and boozy up top to that spice starts to fade, and you really bring out these florals with kind of this almost resinous quality supporting those florals. Very, very lovely fragrance. This is really good stuff. Not as spicy as Man Black Orient. And the reason that's not here is because that oud, I don't find that makes it that warm and cozy. It definitely makes it warm. It's definitely a warm fragrance, but I find the coziness really comes from Man in Black. Spray this one on next time you're going to be in an intimate setting, going on a date with your lady, or even just having dinner around the house, and see what it gets you. Bvlgari Man in Black. Now this is mainly going to be for you ginger lovers. I do mention this fragrance from time to time. This is kind of a, you know, special elixir that I pull out for different occasions. You know, it's kind of a special fragrance for me. It's Serge Lutens 5 o'clock au gingembre. It is my absolute favorite ginger fragrance. And the cacao mixed with the other notes in here give off a smoky leather accord on my skin that is just to die for, with the ginger and the black tea note up top. And the quality, I mean, Serge Lutens, it is a high-level niche fragrance. Gorgeous oils are used in this. The way this was composed, it's an intoxicating fragrance. It's very, very warming. I know when you think ginger, you think bright, crisp, fresh, spicy. Well, I can assure you that the way this is composed, it really adds a calming warmth. That tea really gives the calming effect, and that warmth really comes in, and it's just so cozy and inviting. That's the best way to describe this fragrance. I know some of you that have been watching for a while have seen me mention this fragrance before, and the story doesn't change. It's warm, it's cozy, it's cuddly, it's relaxing, and it's inviting. It's 5 o'clock au gingembre from Serge Lutens. Now, we already had one YSL fragrance from the L'Homme line. Here we have one from the Flankers line, La Nuit de l'Homme. We have La Nuit de l'Homme L'Intense. So this takes that beautiful, powdery, seductive scent that La Nuit de l'Homme is, adds some iris and some violet, some more tonka bean, and makes it very powdery and even sexier. And it's definitely an intimate setting fragrance. God, I love this stuff. And my wife loves this stuff, guys. This is gorgeous. This is very difficult to beat for an intimate setting. This is one of the coziest fragrances I have. Definitely ideal for intimate settings, date nights, evenings where it's just going to be you and your lady, and you know you're going to keep her close. For me, this works wonders. I only do 2 sprays, and it is not a strong performer either. It's a subtle performer. You know, it doesn't fade away quickly. I get about 6 hours on my skin, maybe 7 if I'm lucky, but it doesn't project real heavy. I go 1 behind my neck, 1 on my chest, and that's it. Because this is definitely for close encounters, in my opinion. Yeah, could I spray heavier and get more out of it? Probably, but it's very specific for me. And this is one of the best warm and cozy fragrances in my collection, and it's one that does not get any love whatsoever from pretty much anyone. You need to try this one. If you can sample it, because I don't know if it's been discontinued or not. If you can sample it, get a sample and try it. You can get a decant online, get a decant. If you're ready to pull the trigger, go right ahead, because this stuff works like a charm. Extremely warm and cozy. La Nuit de l'Homme L'Intense. So this one's quite new to my collection, and it takes what I would consider a gorgeous gourmand and just makes it just so good. I mean, there's no better way to say it than it's just so good. It's from Montale, Honey Aoud. I just did a full review on this one the other day. I'll put that right here if you want to check it out. It's a honey bomb. The oud is not overly done. The oud's definitely a supporting player in here. It's got this warm, beautiful amber that is in this fragrance. Nice vanilla added to it for the sweetness and the dry down, because it's a sweet fragrance, but it's not overly sweet. For being honey and vanilla, you would think it's super duper sickeningly syrupy sweet. It's not that bad. It's actually gorgeous. It's so well done. It's so well blended. And the amber that was used in this one was perfect, and it was just right the way they did the oud. And don't get me wrong, it's not subtle. This is definitely the most powerful fragrance in this video. But just go easy on the sprays. 2 sprays, you're good. You're going to be pushing plenty. It's going to last all day, for sure. This is a 12-hour fragrance on my skin. You're not going to spend too much money. It is high quality because it is a niche fragrance from Montale, Paris. It's just great. It really is. I can't say enough good things about this. It's so, so good. As long as your lady doesn't mind some oud, because, you know, it's an oud fragrance. It's definitely in there, but it's not overly done. It's not overly medicinal. The way the honey and the amber support that oud and kind of coat the oud, if you will, it's just gorgeous. Honey oud, Montale. Last but not least, maybe the warmest and coziest of them all, from the niche side anyways, Parfums de Marly, Layton. People love the way Layton smells, I understand it, from whether it's a clone or the real deal. It's so good. Has a little bit of a menthol kind of smell up top. This beautiful, spicy vanilla. It's gorgeous. The way it's done here, now don't get me wrong, they tend to use some synthetics sometimes, and not all Parfums de Marly fragrances smell all that natural, but they definitely smell high quality. They definitely perform. It's floating in the air. It's so gorgeous. This is a stunner. It is. Performs very well. Compliment factor on it is extremely high. In situations where you're going to be cozy and cuddly and intimate, maybe don't go heavy on the sprays, maybe 2-3 sprays and you're good. That's a lot of, you will get a lot of performance out of that because the juice does last long and projects pretty good. Not beast mode, but close. Spicy vanilla. I mean, think about that. Spicy vanilla. Vanilla seems to always work. You add some spices, you add some sexiness. It's warm, it's cozy, it's cuddly. It's Parfums de Marly, Layton. Well guys, that's my 10, and until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, because I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. I know there's a lot of fragrances that could have went in here. It was hard for me to narrow it down because I have a lot of fragrances that would have fit the category and title for this video. There's a lot that work for this. What are some of your favorites? Let me know down in the comments. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of these, you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.